We welcome you to Kissimmee, Florida, as pool play continues in the Division I NCCAA Soccer Championship right here on the NCCAA Network. I'm Kyle Rush, happy to be alongside with you as we continue pool play here on the men's side as the 8-seeded Central Christian College of Kansas Tigers get set to tangle with the Carolina University Bruins, the 5-seed. I'm Kyle Rush, and welcome aboard as it should be an entertaining matchup between two teams that, on paper anyway, look pretty even despite the seed disparity in 5 and 8. As we look forward, you look at Central Christian College. Program just started as a junior college, competing at the junior college level in '99, switched to a 4-year institution, and started to compete in the NAIA and this NCCAA. And now they're led by Mateus Nunez as we take you through some of the players, as Nunez is a goal-scoring machine. 33 goals, one away from tying the school record from Gunnar Kelly in 2012 for most goals in a career since becoming a 4-year institution. Nunez also sports 24 career assists. He'll be a key factor in this one. As for the Bruins from Carolina University, out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, they come in with some change over the summer, but a good fall as they came away 4-0-1 in their fall exhibitions this year, and they're a big part of that. Ben Fortin came in as a standout transfer from West Virginia Wesleyan, and he immediately was garnered into a leadership role. 2 weeks of preseason, he was named captain along with senior Rice Thomas. Both of them will be impact players and guys to watch throughout the contest tonight for Carolina University. As we introduce you to the coaching staffs, first we look at this Carolina University team as they have been hailed and coming in with some changes over the summer, as they were previously known as Piedmont International University, but now they are Carolina University, and they have been playing really, really good soccer of late, as they are led by Craig Golding and assistant coach Tanner Throat as they get set to start. Central Christian, meanwhile, as Aaron Hoxie is at the helm for Central Christian. So Carolina Christian in the royal blue and black. And you see Central Christian taking the field there. The Bruins of Carolina Christian, meanwhile, in the white this evening. So Carolina University from right to left, left to right, goes Central Christian, and we are underway. Both these teams' first game in pool play. And they know the imperative nature of getting off to a hot start. Has a near mistouch there as Benjamin Barea couldn't quite keep that one in play. It'll be a throw-in for the Bruins. Barrera again in on the action, flip forward. Now looking for a run, none there. They'll settle things down, punch through, and cut off. Dancing with it now is Gomez. Before the turnover gives it the other way, run coming on. Can they get enough men forward? Oh, a chance here perhaps. Dropped off, Arias. Back to Valverde, Carducci. And they'll swing it around again. Early possession has gone to Central Christian, as it's sent all the way back to their own man in goal, who promptly gets it away. And he may be under duress here as the Bruins look to make a march. Looking to create room. Nicely played. That time by Meja. And sent out, but it's Central Christian again winning the throw. And we talked about some of the offensive weapons. We forgot to mention the keeper and Tanner Rose for Central Christian, as he's done a sturdy job between the posts, and the other side is Jeremiah Gibbs out of Midland, North Carolina, for the Bruins in goal. And worth noting is Gibbs has the tougher task right now looking into the sun and the oncoming offense, so we'll see if that inhibits him perhaps from seeing the ball and the proceedings in front of him as clearly, particularly these first few minutes. As the sun continues to set, in the second half it'll be predominantly dark, so that wouldn't be an issue, you would think, going forward. And now a whistle and shot at the elbow. They'll take a stoppage of the clock, see if a booking warranted here. Everything seems incidental there, but RIS a little slow to get back up. Wearing 21 in blue, but he seems to be no worse for the wear. It will be a free kick coming, as Hoxie, we talked a bit in the pregame, will send it away. And this is the first challenge, really, for Gibbs, battling that sun and an oncoming attack. Flicked on high in the air and fielded well, as Gibbs can now make his clearance from there. Now rolls it for his Bruins to push forward. Aguilera waits for it on the near side. Instead, they go the opposite way. And out of play. Now, also worth noting, you wonder, especially early on here for Central Christian, as this is their first time as a program getting to the national tournament since their inception as a 4-year program in 1999, looking to make the most of it. And if you look down their slate, 4-3-1. It was a great September. They were 4-0, pitching 3 shutouts along the way. Then in October, they got shut out twice and lost the third one to Oklahoma Panhandle State. And then a tie to round out their fall slate against McPherson College before making it to these championships. But trying to leave their mark and their reputation and the highest stage that they have played on yet to this point. And trying to make the most of their trip. This one played all the way back. In Carolina University. I saw their women turn in one heck of an effort, falling just short early on this afternoon. Now the men trying to punch one in the win column. As this one's punched and kept in play. Plenty of room there. And the Bruins will play it back with Tapia. Do want to remind you the NCCAA network is powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA as the whistle comes out, and it'll be a set-piece opportunity here for the Bruins. You mentioned the sun being a factor for Gibbs. Not so much a factor on the other side of things for Tanner Rose. As the Bruins get set for their first set piece. Bullet thrown in front of goal, defended well by Hoxie, who was first to meet it. Chipped immediately back in. As Gibbs runs to try to go get it, it does. Had a teammate there to help him out along the way. Shield off any oncoming traffic. It was a job well done by Juan Adrian Lopez. But he may be tasked with more duties as this one's punched wide. Throw and play, danced down the sideline, battle for position, and a little bit too hard. Free kick warranted. To Central is, so far they've had a good bit of the possession, but really narrow battle the first 8 minutes or so. A run to be had here. They send it forward. If they sent it too far, it appears at least momentarily they have. They're trying to track it down, far side. Schrader not quite able to keep it in play. But it will stay for a throw-in. Out in front of the goal, looking dangerously now. Flip forward. Now perhaps a counter. In space, a brief hesitation. Now Salinas, who can fly, ran out of real estate. And it goes back towards Central. In front of the goal and cleared away. Owen Vaughn was the first to do so. We mentioned the lack of experience in this tournament for Central Christian. Meanwhile, Mejia has had great experience in this tournament for Carolina Christian as he was on the all-tournament team a year ago. He's a consistent and has played every game since his freshman year, and that hasn't changed here in this one either. But he's found a way to make an impact nonetheless. And he's very good, especially when you combine him and Mario Solanas. That's a good 1-2 punch. And Salinas very good in one-on-one opportunities, especially on the counter. So we'll keep our eye out on that as this one progresses. As possession back and forth between the two. We mentioned a moment ago on the run, Salinas' speed. As he tried to make an impact there, wasn't able to get loose. This one flicked on. Bruins back line being tasked to defend it. Thomas does well. But has he done well enough? Loose ball dangerously. All kinds of contact. No whistle. And swiftly running to it as Gibbs eagerly tries to get it out of harm's way. As Barrera was hoping to get a whistle and maybe a penalty kick to go with it. Look back now played forward. Battle for possession here. Bruins try to take control. Vaughn does a nice job helping him get there, and stripped of possession here though. Now perhaps numbers forward, but a missed touch will give the Bruins control again. As even another ball being played back to him, Gibbs wanted to point out traffic. Now he's going to have to point out a defensive assignment. as the counter was briefly on. Here comes Salias. Gives way, hoping for a ball on the near side. And see if they send it there. They send the opposite way. And I would send into the benches over there. And worth noting, too, it has been, if you haven't been following us on this field all day, it's been a prevalent breeze. So we're blowing across the field. It's the direction your camera's facing, blowing right at the lens, so to speak. And another play in the box. No whistle there either. And the Bruins able to clear, in that bench for Carolina on the ladies' side that was so active and boisterous was there for their men's side after that ball finally cleared. And if you weren't with us, can't say enough about their effort after losing to a very, very good Dallas Baptist team 15-0. Had to turn around 24 hours later and turned in one heck of a performance as Salias was on the run, and wanting no part of it was on a fade as he just headed out of bounds. Here's Salias trying to get to it at the top of the box. Can't do it. Sent the other way. Battle rages on there. Central Christian again wanted a call, didn't get one. Salias dances middle of the field with space. A strike had to be pushed over the bar. And you see that flash of brilliance that they have talked so much about. Mario Salinas nearly making him pay. Errant pass, turnover in space. Good on one-on-one situations, you say? Yeah, I'd say. And nearly finished from distance. It does result in a corner. Salinas will be the one to take it far side. Comes opposite way, looking for options, and sails it over everything. And a goal kick coming for Central Christian. To play forward again, booted while out of play, and now the Bruins trying to materialize some possession here in the attacking third. As you see just how quickly that sun has set the shadows you saw earlier now, and the sun no longer an issue for Gibbs. When the ball heads the opposite direction. Oh, nearly a costly turnover there at the start of the counter. Does just enough, though, to keep it in. Top of the box, threat still on. And the Tigers trying desperately to clear it, unable to do so, at least yet. And there's the flag, offsides. So that'll allow them to do, finally, just that, as Tyler Hoxie was going to be the one to kick it away, and it's before their keeper, and Sebastian Herrera says, "Nope, I got it." And push from behind, looking for space. They found some. Now looking for that magical ball in. Aguilera gives it up. Drift back, Gomez, excellent footwork there. Excellent ball right at his foot. Can anything materialize? Dodging, weaving, and another chance denied as Salinas was in on it again. A corner kick coming, and crowd you hear in the background is the Lady Bruins cheering on their men as the corner kick from Salinas comes toward Facer. Goal header dangerously floats, and it's hit wide as Tapia drilled it into the nearby field, missing high. So tough on those. It's a tough angle. It's easy to miss it just as he did. I'm going to try to get on the top portion of the ball and force the keeper to make a play. As Herrera again puts a foot into it. Last few minutes have been controlled by the Bruins on this side of the pitch. Turnover here could change that, though. And Tigers stripped of possession. Salinas again now feeds a dangerous ball in, and it's another corner oncoming. Miscommunication. Barrera and Nunez visibly upset. They weren't on the same page. They both saw an opportunity, but different ways of getting there. And so Salinas, as you see the clock winding in this first half, still with no score, we'll try to change that. Line drive on the corner and flying in to disturb it. And now a lot of speed in his own right. A full head of steam down the sideline is Schrader. Weaves through traffic. Nearly a one-handed counter as he gave to Onifade before it's bombed back the other way. Boy, that is speed well noted. I'm sure that if you look down the bench for Carolina, Craig Golding and company noted it as well, and that dangerous on a counter or any other attack for that matter. And Central Christian has heard Salinas and how dangerous he could be, and they've seen it through the first 19 minutes. Now waiting to stage their next attack. Tarillo sends in the long ball. There's that speed again. Pressing forward Schrader and pressing the issue. As Gibbs will scoop it now, a whistle. And everyone marching forward. So it will be a chance here. Looks like it's just outside the box. I don't know, from that vantage point it looks in. It is not a PK though. But there's certainly an opportunity to be had on this set piece. Carducci lays it back. Oh, what a play defensively. Now the counter's on. Springs it forward, and he disrupted that play. He read it handedly. And immediately squashed that effort. One of the best defensive plays you'll see. Escobar use his speed to get to it and punch it back and out of the zone. And another promising run goes by the wayside. Another good one here and quickly disposed of by Gibbs. Battling 24 minutes remain here in the opening half. Nice challenge, stripped of possession there. A tackle that not one that got ball to go with it. And here's that sequence that Escobar had none of. Watch the bolt of speed and then the tackle to take him with it and start a run of their own. That was superb defending. Well, you hear all the time ask, well, the best way to defend a set piece. Well, that was a pretty good example. As this one will go out for a corner. And Nunez is going to hand it to Schrader for the throw. It is not quite a corner. Wrong side of the flag post, tough to tell from our vantage point. And again, Bruins clear quickly. Well, they do deep opposite zone for a throw. Played forward. Carducci, Tadeo, trying to press forward, but the Bruins being pesky, not allowing a lot of room. Well, worth noting, too, that breeze has died off substantially, even from the start of this contest, but certainly from earlier this afternoon, not nearly what it was. This one thrown in down the sidelines and excused. That one's in oncoming traffic. A header and a hooder don't quite count the same, as he'll get the throw in to come. It was a good ball headed for the pickup, though. We'll give him that. Another turn and an ambitious effort that time. No doubt Gomez unable to do it, but pressure has certainly been applied with regularity in the last 10 minutes or so from Carolina Christian. And now sub on as Tadeo will swap out. And in comes Hilario Garcia Delfin. Battle for possession at the midfield. Banters head to head. And a whistle. And a few words for the referee after he got the call. Central Christian has had their palms skyward more than once already tonight. That one was no exception. Played back. Then again, thwarting momentum. And another whistle, and this might be more than that. And we're going to get a yellow. It's a card and a booking. Several of the Tigers have been upset throughout, and that may have been a combination of that. Ismael Valverde Carducci is going to pick up the yellow. And the Bruins will pick up the free kick with 20 minutes remaining. And another whistle, set up another set piece. And he flung the elbow out as you saw the motion from our head referee there. Made no qualms of the call, and now vying for position and exactly where the ball should be placed. Our head referee does just that. And now we'll march off where they can put the wall. So they tactfully discuss. Does Salinas and Fortwin? Salinas will take it again. Over the wall, nearly got it to bend down enough. It was enough for a lunging try from Herrera to try to get to it, but it sailed over the bar. And Salinas is getting his opportunities to cash in, just hasn't found the back yet. That time on the set piece wasn't quite able to finish. But you got to figure opportunity more than knock. More chances to knock the door down and finish. Bantered forward, now turned. Run here, drifting all the way back, and with a hand up, Herrera says he'll take it himself, and does. Oh, good challenge there. Good piece of football. Much to the delight of women's team. And saw a great challenge and tackle from Vaughn there. Now, can it materialize an opportunity? Falls at the feet, looking for space. Now creating some, but doesn't have the angle. He'll spin, trying to get a cross through. Down the sideline. And take it away. And on the counter, just excusing it out of bounds, was Aguilera. Trigger coming. Onafade does just that. Tigers would like to keep possession down here for a while. They feel like they've been defending more than attacking of late, and certainly has been the case since the first 10 minutes have gone by or so, where they attacked early. But since then, the script has been flipped. And another opportunity materializing. A good ball on a run here. Can they get on the end of it? No whistle after a couple tight challenges there. They play on. And now the counter could be on. All kinds of speed on the far side as Arias was stripped of possession. It'll be a throw, but a nice play defensively. As the sun continues to sink in the Florida sky, it has been a beautiful November afternoon. Whistle, now a free kick coming and a potential chance here. As the Tigers will get a set piece. Nunez will take it. It's again Escobar who blocks it aside. He's been superb defensively. There's been no room to operate on that side for the Tigers as Escobar has shut it down. He shined bright under the lights in the early going. Play now, Carducci. Dangerous run again, thwarted aside. This time it was Thomas. And it's sent all the way back again. A lengthy possession from Central, but not any that's materializing in golden chances, largely because of what the defensive right side has been able to do. Led by Escobar. Sub for the Bruins is on, and Vern Christopher. Juan Adrian Lopez in for Nunez on the Tigers side of things. Ball played deep, headed aside. And now perhaps another opportunity will build. Drift planted back. Long run. Couldn't quite turn it around. As Christopher tried to get there. Another sub due to enter. It'll come via the Tigers. As we'll see Samuel Jamie come in and Barrera, who's been active so far. I mean, his first 30 minutes and change. Maybe get his breather as halftime looms. But will it still be a scoreless deadlock when he returns? That yet to be determined. Swung to the back line. Well played game, physical game so far, with plenty of spurt ability like this. You saw the run materialize near side. Now what can they do with it? The cross comes in, and it wins a corner. Look close to a handball, too, as it might have nearly got the forearm, but the run, a good one, as Vaughn timed it well. And Salinas, who's going to try his hand at yet another corner with 11.5 remaining until halftime. Drives toward the front, and a one-timer sent aside and streaking across, trying to flick it on, but unable to get there. Was the man wearing the captain's bracelet, and Reese Thomas, who wasn't able to square it up. As we wind toward the 10-minute mark, again, popped out of play. It's been quite the entertaining contest so far. Both teams with runs. The Tigers creating the most recent, but there have been fine defensive plays, one after the other for the Bruins. Oh, how about the footwork here? And a whistle will go the other way. But masterful footwork, certainly for a moment, as Espinoza dodged and weaved out of trouble. And now both teams pleading case to the official, and a smart move by Reese Thomas, who pulls his teammate away. He's wearing the captain's bracelet and calmly explained their side to our head referee. Ball in, a good one, and a better play. Jeremiah Gibbs skies to clean it up. Oh, well done there. And this ball sent wide. And tell you what, a pretty good stick by one of the fans here. Got a foot on it. It's not just a spectator sport. You got to be ready for action. He was, especially sitting right along the sideline, as many of the fans are here. Swing, oh, chance developing. Can they get someone on the back end of it? Salinas, it's where they like it. They send two men his direction. It'll be a deep throw in. As you saw him trying to dance loose, good piece of defending. Garcia Delphin was there matching him step for step. Now orchestrating controls before the toss in. And launch and a whistle. And the foul while the ball was in the air, beckoning for position. It was a good ball thrown in, but too much jostling for position when it was in the air, and they'll reset. It was a good throw from Vaughn. I'll throw come the other way. And action continued after, and now things getting chippy. A couple extra shoves along the way, and it's not done yet. And nice job. That's why he's wearing one of the captain's bracelets for Carolina. Benjamin Fortune came in there and wanted to clean up the act going there. There's going to be some bookings here. They're going to talk to the two involved. There's Juan Adrian Lopez and Jorge Espinoza. So they plot the warning, but no booking officially. As we could hear the head referee say, no more of that. As there was several extra shoves after the whistles. The importance of this game and starting 1-0 coming to the forefront. And how eager Central Christian is to start off their school's tenure in the NCCAA championships in their first appearance on a winning note. This sent far baseline well out of the box, but coming to knock it aside was Gibbs. Well, it'll be another opportunity, perhaps, for Onofade, who tosses it in to help create an opportunity. And whistle wasn't ready for play yet, so we'll try it again. One thrown toward the edge of the box, played there nicely. Bruins try to turn it around. Instead, possession still being fought for. Right in the middle of it, Garcia Delphin was giving chase. And then it's excused out of play as Adrian Lopez made his run. Another deep throw, nearing 5 to play. Let's look forward all the way to the back line. Got to have a sound touch there because, you know, the way this one's gone, the Bruins are coming. Both teams not opposed to trying to make a move on the counter, and both have had chances there. And a corner coming here. As they'll go to discuss it and who's going to take it. Carducci wins that argument with Adrian Lopez. He'll take it across the front of goal. I believe the Bruins were first to get ahead on it and get it clear of the zone. Tried to get it to Salinas to start the counter where he is oh so dangerous, but they couldn't quite get it there. An entertaining half so far. Still a few minutes yet. Now here's the counter. Salinas on the run. He's trying to track it down near side. Has room. Turns the corner. Feeds back in front of the goal. Oh, perhaps a mistouch. The follow is high. Oh, you could sense that wave materializing. Celia sent a good ball back. Perhaps a mistouch as you take another look. Mistouch there, but after the punch out, the follow over the bar. It was another good look, though. As Vaughn came surging in, trying to change the scoreless tie we have at the moment. This is when clashes off the fence, out of play. Bruins will get the throw. Get the sense there's at least going to be one more opportunity, maybe a side, before this half draws to a close. Another ball chiseled in. It's into the penalty area. Battled for, look to turn it around there, and is. Nice job by Lopez. He wanted it forward. It didn't get there. Now ball played back in by Espinoza. And this time they played it too far wide. Another mistouch. It's a couple in succession. He's been in the right spots as Jamie Rodriguez. But he hasn't settled it down enough to get what he needs to get. And contact there and a collision on the back end as Adrian Lopez slow to get up. They play on. And now it is blown for a stoppage. And they'll check on him. As it was a fierce collision as both were going for the ball. And it looks like he's grabbing the top of that left foot, left ankle. And it will be a Bruins kick. And hopped up with a noticeable gimp, and it'll be interesting to see. He's been such a big part of the action as Juan Adrian Lopez. And still a little limp as he jogs back in to defend. That's off the one-man wall there. Ball played and out nicely. And a fierce challenge. He knew it. He knew that was a challenge not worth taking. As now a set piece, and they're going to be under duress again. He put his hand up in the air almost immediately. Ricardo Vivaceno knew he had too much momentum, and now a stoppage with 48 seconds as they'll set things up here. Salinas, on the last couple of opportunities at set pieces similar to this, has taken his shot. Herrera is ready for it. He'll take shot again here, and this one not a threat. Missed high and wide, and a final 35 and running seconds. They said they'd get another opportunity in. they've done just that. And the sequence just before, Adrian Lopez, who was injured, was the one who stuck it back out right before that foul that set up the free kick and the set piece. Final 10 seconds of half number one. You see the momentum, almost like a wave of momentum riding toward Carolina's way, but they're unable to find the back of the net. A fun half of soccer and a fun first 45 minutes, but no score. A little physicality mixed in there. It's a good one between Central Christian and Carolina. Don't go anywhere. Second half and a wrap-up of half number one right around the corner.
One-week mission trip changed my life, and I think it could change yours too. For the past 35 years, SCORE International has been mobilizing others to go and make disciples of all nations. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips that partner with a long-term sustainable ministry. We organize and lead trips that allow you to use your gifts and abilities for kingdom work. Contact us today to impact a life.
The NCCAA mission states, we serve members by setting association standards, developing communications resources, providing regional and national competition, and partnering in outreach to our communities and the world. Bylaws, eligibility, statistics, and championships are all part of being an athletic association. Our services help propel intercollegiate athletics on and off campus. We intentionally place our student athletes and coaches in Christian service projects during championship events to answer the question, what would Christ do in these communities?
Our world's been rocked by fear and economic uncertainty, but Columbia International University is praying for you. We invite you to invest in yourself by enrolling in our #1 rated online programs. We promise you an affordable, high-quality education and a place of peace. Enroll today.
The NCCAA mission states, we are committed to equipping student athletes and coaches to make a positive impact for Christ. Equipping student athletes and coaches involves the creation and distribution of tools and resources needed for a particular purpose. We promote outreach and ministry for the enhancement of athletic competition with a Christian perspective. One tool is Game Plan for Life, a character initiative to promote the biblical characteristics of love, integrity, faith, and excellence. Equipping student athletes with a game plan will remain with them throughout their entire lives.
Campus will help me to get a job, get my master's, to prepare myself for the world.
It offers students a tremendous amount of opportunity to get real-world experience.
We see Christian students, non-Christian students. We see people from every walk of life.
It's such a good place to be.
It kind of reminds me of home. Your teachers actually look out for you here. You feel invited as soon as you walk in.
You're not going to find any better place to help students achieve what they want.
The NCCAA mission states, we are an association of Christ-centered collegiate institutions whose mission is to use athletic competition as an integral component of education, evangelism, and encouragement. The impact of the NCCAA has been felt for 50 years throughout the country and around the world. Encouraging mission trips is at the heart of this impact. We know short-term missions impacts everyone involved and changes the trajectory of lives. Sometimes it can affect the missionary as much or more than those being served. Our Sports Ministry Fund has supported more than 5,000 individuals via domestic and international missions. We exist not only to crown national champions, but to share the love of Christ wherever it is needed.
A one-week mission trip changed my life, and I think it could change yours too. For the past 35 years, SCORE International has been mobilizing others to go and make disciples of all nations. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips that partner with a long-term sustainable ministry. We organize and lead trips that allow you to use your gifts and abilities for kingdom work. Contact us today to impact a life.
Welcome back to Kissimmee, Florida. There's halftime stats brought to you by Score International. And you see, despite a 0-0 game, it's been many more opportunities presenting themselves for the Bruins of Carolina University. 8-1 as far as shots. Corners favored that way as well. But of those 8 shots, just one save has been required. In goal for Herrera. So, we get set for the second 20 minutes. And hope it's as entertaining half as the first one that we saw, which was back and forth both ways. And we saw Central Christian early make their runs, and then a wave of chances from Carolina right before the break. So we'll see once we get the ready for play. The teams are ready. I believe we're waiting on officials as they are too needed to resume, although I think if you left it to the teams, they'd say, well, we'll get started. Y'all join us when you feel the time's ready. As a 0-0 game, as both teams have had chances, and it's been a physical game, as you saw the foul totals earlier as well, but really entertaining. Both teams feeling like they got a really good chance to go 1-0 in pool play, which, as we mentioned before, so important. At the half across the complex, if you will, Erskine and Dallas Baptist, that's a 2-1 Erskine lead in the first half. And we're underway in half number 2. And in their first ever game in the NCCAA National Tournament, they're scoreless in the first half for the Tigers. And looking to go on the board first. A good play in here. And again, it's Gimphy who was there for the challenge. Gimphy and Escobar had a couple monster stops defensively. And that first half, this down the far side. Good run being had there. Barrera, fresh legs. He wasn't on the pitch the last 12 minutes of half number 1. He was active the first 32 minutes of the half. Headed back and forth. Bruins need somebody to clear. Now they finally do. Send forward. Not much of a run on the back end of it, though, as they pass it back and forth before sending it back the other direction. That's where Gibbs will settle it down, at least momentarily. Pass to Gimphy. Now play back with a lot of pace. And our first foul of half number 2 as he tripped him up. Palms were skyward as Nunez was trying to understand it, but he got him. I think he watches that one on film. He'll probably say, yeah, I was being a little ambitious not getting a whistle there. And another collision. As this has not been a game for the faint of heart. It has been full speed ahead on both sides, and it's resulted in a couple collisions, but boy, it has been a fun game to be a part of. Glad you're here with us. Kyle Rush here with you on the NCCAA Network as this tournament continues to grow, and so thrilled to be having it here in 2020. And really a pleasure, as I can speak for I mean, the environment around the hotel where all the teams are staying is everyone genuinely excited to be there. Friendships to be had. Competition, certainly. But some friendships being developed across teams, and really a sight to see. Everyone thankful they were able to come to Kissimmee, Florida, get this opportunity, and at the end of the week, the team at each level will have a national championship to go home with. What a story that would be if perhaps Central Christian made that run. And their first ever appearance is in 8th seed. Genfee. Run, they want to cross it in. They find a trailer. Materializing here. Genfee, the cross. Can they get anyone on the back side of it? They haven't yet. Dances around. Another cross. Near side attack goes missing. Would have taken some special stuff to put it in from there on that angle. Not that we haven't seen special stuff through this tournament already, but it wasn't to be had there. Runs played out. Bruins want to quickly throw it back in, but perhaps a little too eagerly. And now trying to create an attack of their own, unable to do so. So now they turn around and get ready for another piece of defending. As Mija sends it back in. Again, sent back out. They want a hand. They don't warrant any. But perhaps I got the arm that would have warranted that. And no avail. They clear anyhow. And Gibbs will send it right back toward mid. Oh, nice touch off the Gibbs kick there, and battle back and forth we go. Remind you that the NCCAA network is powered by SCORE International. SCORE specializes in short-term mission trips. Pair your passion with the opportunity to share the gospel both internationally and domestically by joining SCORE on a short-term mission trip. Visit scoreintl.org/NCCAA to find out more. Well, that's certainly an opportunity of a lifetime. It can certainly give different perspective on things and make an everlasting impact as well. Who's going to end up with an impact here in this championship? I could provide the difference when all is said and done at night's end. Right now it's gridlock. Dance near side. Oh, how about that piece of footwork? And the Lady Bruins right there to witness it. Love it. But ultimately, it's the Tigers who are able to turn it aside. Oh, good job keeping the possession alive. Genfee establishing a run here. Salinas wanted it, didn't get it. It chipped back and forth and not on the same page. And good sportsmanship there, making sure after it sort of looked like he fell awkwardly that he was all right. As Adrian Lopez wanted to make sure Vern Christopher was no worse for the wear. Sent forward, and Gibbs pick it up, and that's essentially been most of the work he's had to do on the back end. Long balls well away from goal, just handling cleanly and sending back the other direction. He does it again here. Sends the ball forward. It's a good one. Salinas down the middle. Couldn't quite get it to his foot for the strike, but it wins a corner. And every one of these chances that nearly materialize, you can hear they're hopeful. A lot of them Lady Bruins wanting another look. Salinas. So dangerous, it had to be poked away. Warrants the corner. But perhaps they're sensing this is the opportunity. Corner away, and nice job defending. Tadeo was the first to get ahead on it for the Tigers. And a win, a throw in. And all sorts of banter as the ball's put back in play. Try to turn down the sideline. Oh, good play back. Tadeo. Now the counter could be on here. Long run, can they send it in? They do. It's excused out before danger presents itself, and Tadeo, an ambitious attempt, goes begging. And I tell you what, kudos to our head referee today. He has heard it from both sides pretty much all night long. And that's a miss hit. A little grimace as that one went toward the sideline from Gimphy, knowing, that one was hit a bit hard. Now then, off the steal, looking for a chance, and it was just too far in front. Nunez couldn't put a strike on it. And after nice work to get it in there, it's quickly going the other way. Gimphy. He looks to dance, pushed down from behind. And Samio, as you may expect, not a fan of the call. The level of competitiveness between these two teams is what you love to see about postseason play and tournament play. It is an all-time high. They know the importance of starting 1-0 and not starting right behind the 8 ball. And now the counter definitely on here. Can they get a couple good touches to materialize? Bruins racing back. And now they've got reinforcements in. A good flick on. The flag was up. And substitutions count. You know, it's funny. Defenders so cognizant of that offsides. You take another look and you see 21 bottom of your screen leaked. Oh, I don't know. Even though it was going to be a goal kick, Gibbs was saying, yeah, he was offsides anyway. Maybe trying to slow down a future run. It's netted the same result. As that one's played out, goes the other way. The free kick will be to Had. As again, the Bruins will push forward. Can someone push on the other end of it? It's a good initial touch from Tapia. Gimphy. He has some room. trying to get the cross in. Does. Escorted aside. Throw in coming. Well, he nearly threw it in bounds there. Salinas. Boy, he loves to dance with the ball at his feet. So good at it. This time it was poked free by Samano. But 10 and white, he is something to watch. The ball gets to his foot. Now working through traffic. Desperately trying, and that high foot causes the trip. And the challenge will cause a whistle. You get the sense Hoxie, the guilty party, is well aware of the threat that comes with each one of these set pieces. Salinas will take it. He's taking shots off this fairly regularly, but this a really tight angle to try to do that. On the ground, Scoot, it's loose in there. Gofin, well off. Mishit there. Chance did present itself as it came loose. We've seen that a few times, not only in this game, but other games when that ball comes the top of the 18, almost like a kickball pitch, often popped well too high. Kyle Rush here with you as we wind through a scoreless ball game so far. Who's going to find that first strike? Tigers haven't had many opportunities, but they have had some that have looked dangerous. Picked up possession here, though. Oh, what a battle there. Ordaz dancing with Schrader. Now Schrader looking to get the cross in, looking for some real estate. Has some. Oh, a dangerous find in the middle, and it had to be taken care of promptly. As Vaughn took it well out of play. And now looking for a whistle there. There is none. It'll be a goal kick as he tried to spin around and lost the ball on the way. Under a half hour to go. Last couple minutes or so have been some of the more promising attacks for the Tigers so far tonight. And that one is out of play. It'll be tossed right back in. This one flicked on. Pressure's on now. He's off his line. He's done it. He's broken the tie as Schrader beat him to the spot. He beat Gibbs to the spot, and the celebration ensues. And in their first ever game in these NCCAA national tournaments, that is the first goal struck by Schrader. And he knew it as Gibbs was off his line, and it's 1-0. The scoreless tie has been broken despite the shot tally being lopsided the other way. Gibbs took a chance, didn't get there, and the speed, we mentioned it from the onset, a Schrader could be something to reckon with. It was there. Now, see the urgency pick up after our first goal scored, and immediately a chance coming. Gimphy trying to send the cross in for an equalizer. Instead, plays it back. It's played far side, played too far. And they battle for position before it's just booted away. And that, a high challenge. As came in high is Nunez. Oh. Another hard collision. You saw him grab that knee right away, as that was knee on knee. And Gimphy, who's been such a big part of the equation today. Good sportsmanship there, and we've seen that throughout. Despite these teams going awfully hard at one another, sportsmanship has been shown throughout. And they're going to need the athletic trainer, as Tapia called for him, and it's almost looking right near, just below it. It's hard to tell. Maybe looks the way they're stretching it is maybe a cramp. They're stretching it out, so that's certainly a good sign, as knee on knee contact, maybe spurring the cramp. He's going to try to pop up here. And this, so will he have the same spurt that he did prior? And the head referee make him at least step out for a moment, as the ball's got to be put back in play before he can come in, being that the athletic trainer came there, and it does just that. And so Gimphy is there. Ball played back, now dancing. Counter could have been on and send back. Now Gimphy testing that knee early on. Salinas. Oh, he's so dangerous in space, but he needs help, and they weren't quite on the same page. They haven't found that attack that has found the back of the net. They found some threats, but of those 8 shots in the first half, just 1 on goal. And they're going to need a few. Trailing by 1 as we approach 25 minutes to go in subs count. That's Vaughn checking back in. And he immediately calls out some different positioning formation-wise. And now with the score 1-0 and 25 minutes remaining, there's the speed flashing yet again. Schrader's already scored a goal. And proving pesky Nunez in the box. Whistle, it's going to be a PK. As the hands were up and pleading his case, but to no avail, is Reese Thomas. So now Gibbs to be tested, perhaps in the utmost way here. Nunez will strike it. In their first ever appearance in the NCCAA National Tournament, a chance to go up 2-0 with 25 minutes remaining. Gibbs looking to keep it 1-0. Shoots, scores! Gibbs gets wrong. And it was a good, solid finish from Nunez. And it's 2-0 Tigers. And take another look. Nunez focused on the official's whistle. Once he got it, wasted little time. He saw curled the toe there. That might have been what sent Gibbs to his right. And a good lesson. All the youngsters out there taking PKs, don't always have to take them hard. Make sure they find the mark. That one did. Two, nothing. And the sense of urgency you would think would have to intensify fairly rapidly for the Bruins. They felt like the first half they had more chances, including right before the half ended. They had wave after wave, an entanglement here, and a whistle, and, well, whichever way that whistle was going to be, one side wasn't going to be very thrilled. This one will go against Central Christian, the 8th seed. As we have yet to have a low seed beat a high seed in this tournament, this would be the first. Up 2-0, now looking to add to it. And a foul whistled the other way. It'll send it back to the Bruins. Salinas has had a couple chances on the run. Set piece strikes, though, haven't quite found their mark. I need he and others to find some magic. Trailing 2-0. But what a story developing from Central Christian. As Aaron Hoxie, along with his son Tyler Hoxie, what a memory this would be. The first trip, not only to the national tournament, that a memory in and of itself, becoming your opener of pool play in a hard physical contest if they're able to find a way to hang on. But you know they'll be pressured. Salinas chipped in, and it's escorted cleanly to Herrera. When PK so far in this tournament, only one has not been converted. Good ball sent in. Vaughn was there, though, trying to turn it aside. Now trying to spark a run the other way. Chipped in deep. Trying to get on the end of a strike, and it's wide. Tapia couldn't quite get enough to turn it around. And a sub coming as Schrader will step off. He'll get congratulations from the sideline for certain as his speed delivered a goal. Here's another look at that chance as Tapia tried to turn it around, just couldn't quite turn it enough. Now played forward and ripped down from behind, and both players a little slow to get up. I believe it's Reese Thomas for Carolina University. As goalie Jeremiah Gibbs right by his side, and now athletic training staff back out to check on him. 22-22 remaining. And while we have a moment, we'll take the time to let you know Central Christian College of the Bible is now offering the Master of Arts in Ministry Leadership at its Missouri and Kentucky campuses. This very affordable, distinctive program combines online career coaching and an on-campus course to enhance personal leadership skills and lead congregations toward health. Now's the time to advance your ministry. Find more at cccb.edu. A little over 22 minutes remain as Gibbs will take this free kick. And time becoming a major factor as the Bruins are starting to run out of it. You know, with a team that hasn't been on this stage before in Central Christian, if you can get within one again and prove you can find the finishing touch the pressure would intensify, one would think. But you got to find the first one. Toss in. Oh, now turnover. Counters on. They can ill afford this. Arias. Run across. It's a good one. Nobody home on the back end, though. And they will chase it. No, they will not. So the throw in to come. And you saw him trying to inch forward was Gimphy, and another throw. Trying to get every precious yard he could to help get it further in position. Vaughn steps through. Now the race on, that'll be a foul. And it might be more than that. As the referee goes to his pocket, it is a card. So they'll put it down as Hilario Garcia Delfin will pick up the yellow. It's also now become a much bigger factor. As it's just turned red. And that is it. So Delfin is gone, and they will be a man down the rest of the match. So the booking has just gone red. And how that could potentially change things. They lead by 2 goals, but Aaron Hoxie pleading his case. He knows the pressure that's going to put on Herrera. Because you know the chances are going to come from men like this. Salinas. It's cleared. And now it'll almost be a extended version of a hockey penalty kill. With 20 minutes to go, down 2-0, but the life for the Bruins is a red card issued on the second yellow. And now they have a man advantage. Now pushing forward. That red card also makes holding on here of the utmost importance. As Nunez wanted the call, didn't get it. The ball comes back his way, popped up. Now running far side. Arias. Vaughn, near side. Gimphy. Pressure's on, they slide it down. Salinas looks for the cross in. And it's escorted out of play. This is the stage, if you're Carolina University, you got to try to force set pieces down on this end, force a corner. Man advantage could really prove pivotal there. But time's still not their friend. Looking for the chip in. You see the Tigers really packing things in here. Trying to make it awfully difficult to find space. As this one scoots back to Herrera for a goal kick. Last time they had 7 men. Packed 25 yards from the goalpost in. And a missed touch there as Gimphy couldn't quite corral it. The throw will come from Central Christian. Samara will trigger. Substitution comes on. Jamie comes out. Back in is Schrader. And the threat speed-wise he possesses, but you got to wonder how ambitious they're going to try to be with a 2-0 lead, down a man, knowing they're even that much more vulnerable to a counter. And the only way they don't come away with 3 points is if the Bruins find the back of the net twice. Played forward Salinas. It'll be a throw. Which way? And it's going to go the way of the Tigers. Gimphy first to get ahead to it. They have possession now. Fed through too far as Salinas tried to time a run on the near side, and you could see there just before that run on the throw, frustration starting to set in. He hasn't been able to operate in space as much as he would like, certainly not as much as he did in the first half. But he hasn't delivered that ball yet either to put a mark on the scoreboard. He touches here. And a throw coming. Look to play near side. Now dance in. Oh, good ball. The threat for another is on as they tried to get it to the speedy Schrader again. This time it was played with a little too much pace, and Gibbs got there. And the Bruins quickly try to turn it down to the far side, but run out of real estate. It'll be a throw. They'll take their time. And good news, if you're the Tigers, other than 2-goal lead, it's been about 5 minutes since the red card, and your goalie has yet to face a stern test. That could change, though. Looking for room. Again, they really pack it in. Fired here, and there was a test for Herrera. He was sure-handed, though. One of the best looks this half for the Bruins. It was on goal, but Herrera was there to get it clean. Now the counter on the other way. Schrader, all kinds of speed, races on. It's loose. And Gimphy is able to help save the day as Schrader just couldn't quite get there, as Gibbs had just enough on it. Boy, near danger again, and it was the same way the first goal was scored. Everyone pushing back now. Salinas trying to operate in space. Several men to work through. Now changes direction, fires a good ball forward. Herrera wanted to smother it before that one got any more dangerous. Any other deflections or what have you. Headsy play there. And now another stoppage. The player is slow to get up. Now they pop to their feet. Head referee will make sure that they are all right. And a quick substitution will come on. 13:28 remaining. And it is 2-0 Central Christian in their first ever national championship tournament. They find themselves in their first game leading 2-0. It's been a pleasure to bring it to you. And reminder, at the conclusion of the game, we will have the score of the game brought to you by Score International. As good sportsmanship here on the injury. The official also applauded it as the Bruins just sent a weak one back toward Herrera. I got applause all the way around. After the injury, as they stopped play with Central Christian having the ball, so sportsman thing to do there. But now it's game on. Blocked aside, throw coming. Time running out if you're the Bruins. You need magic, you need it quickly. Quickly knocked back now. Looking to turn the corner, looking to push advantage now. Schrader met with a fierce challenge. It was all ball though. And then sent out of play. Quickly thrown in. We send the opposite way. Salinas tries to time his run on the near side. Bruins push forward. Everybody trying to come back and defend urgently. Remember, a man down due to the red card. Vaughn. He's got some space. Ginfeet looks to dance, set in traffic, still loose, and trying to come out and get it, unable to, and now a set piece. And as you might expect, with time of the essence, near 11 minutes to go, just about everybody forward for this upcoming corner. And to this point, perhaps the most important in their season. Defended well. Herrera skies above and hauls it in. And he'll go to the ground and lay on top of it for protection. And you saw 12 in blue, Hoxie just take a tumble. Another look at the fine play by Herrera. There was Hoxie there. See if we can see any, maybe a slight gimp before he plopped down and sort of taking a haphazard limp to the sideline. They did stop the clock for the substitution. Personally, I think that'd be a good thing at the international games. So you don't have the runners in the whole figuring of stoppage time. And how much is remaining? A definitive clock easier to follow, at least from a fan's perspective. But traditionalists may say otherwise. Right now, with 10 minutes remaining, it is Carolina University trailing 2-0 to the Central Christian College of Kansas in their first ever appearance in a national tournament. They've never been on the stage quite as bright as this. In '99, they started the program, but as a JUCO. They switched in '99 to the four-year institution. 21 years in the making. and lead 2-0. Looking for more. A fierce challenge from behind. And this will be a booking. Yellow given pretty quickly, and much to the chagrin of the Carolina sideline. But the way this game has gone, no real surprise, is Craig Golding, who's not really a fan, and they can take their time setting this one up as the clock stopped. .9:43 to go. Carducci. We're going to take it in different formation. 3 guys still back for the Tigers despite a set piece deep in the attacking third, and it's sent over the bar. So not very eventful there, other than the fact that the clock winds toward 9.5 minutes. And Carolina needing 2 goals. See some substitutions come on, and needing to find the magic quickly. A turnover here. Perhaps this could be the start of a run. Gimphy looking for room to operate. Finds it. Sent back out. Looking for room to operate as it is packed in tight with Tigers. Especially the man down, not as interested in the counter, knowing you're up 2-0. Another shot goes begging. And opportunities running out. Vaughn urging his men stay pressed forward as he waits, hoping to make a blow of his own. Vaughn upset that took Herrera as long to put it in play, and that challenge a bit too strong. And Samasso, the universal wasn't me. Palms in the air. Originally was going to take it quickly. Now it's Vaughn who will measure things up, trying to get as many men possible toward goal. That's a good strike. Oh, they had someone at the end of it, but he hit the deck. It's still loose. It stepped back out, opposite side, and a critical touch out of play as Salinas would have had it in space. Had Samasso, who committed the foul, not gotten a foot on it. Now 7 minutes to go. Free kick. They will take their time. Now put in too far, a throw in, and Samasso jogs to it. See if he tossed it. Does so fairly quickly. Easier to do in your own end, and a shot taken and blocked away at the last moment. Brian Gomez made sure that didn't find its way to Gibbs. And it's a mighty tall hill. A 2-0 can certainly ill afford 3. And set piece coming and defending becoming of the essence, which is not what Carolina needs, down 2-0 and running out of time to find 2. This bounces in front of the frame, and that's going to polish it off. On the backside, the celebration on, and in front of the camera, blowing a kiss to all the Tiger fans back home. The finish, a good one from D. Viciano. As you take another look, as he pushed his teammates out of the way, pointed to our cameraman and said, hey, make sure you get this one. He knows where the big stage is. I dare say Central Christian enjoying their first trip to these NCCAA championships. So the clock reads 6 minutes. And 3-0, it's a very different feel in the air on both sidelines, a feel of realization. Realization for Central Christian College of Kansas in their first ever game here in this national tournament. Vying for a national championship, they're going to come away victorious. Salinas plays forward, cross in, header. It's a good one, but right at Herrera, who keeps the shutout intact. And Schrader trying to run it down. Ooh, tough challenge there. It's wanted to see if it's a throw or more than that. Appears to be just a throw, and Reese Thomas, you can see the frustration there as he slammed it down. No, it will be a set piece. As Carducci will take it. Only been a 4-year institution for 21 years, and this may be, athletically anyway, one of their biggest achievements to date. They're going to go 1-0 in pool play, and as we begin to paint the picture beyond tonight, as Central Christian will have tomorrow off. They'll go to 1-1 in pool play after losing to Grace Christian. But this will be a special moment. They hung tough in that game a night ago as well. As this one's played out, and Salinas had it poked away. Played forward and off sides as they tried to go down the baseline. It has been compelling, to say the least. As Central Christian lost 4-1 yesterday, it has been a much different story. They, at the moment, will draw even in that goal differential. And it'll be interesting what Carolina musters, as it could be a mess by the time all is done with a goal differential. And after the loss to Grace College, it's not over yet, as they've drawn even. If they're Central Christian College, and perhaps they can find their way to a semifinal, you got to be the best second place team to do that, points wise. As Bethesda and Bethel both +4. They're both 1-0. They'll play tomorrow. And they're not out of this pool yet, especially could you imagine if Carolina comes back tomorrow, which is their task against Grace Christian. We'll have that game for you as well, that at 5 o'clock. Can not only keep Carolina's hopes alive, then you could have 3 teams at 1-1 in pool play. Go figure. And then let's see what that goal differential would look like and how that would transpire in a potential semifinal matchup. 1 minute to go in their first ever trip to the national tournament scene. They're going to pick up their first ever win and now very much alive in Pool B and in a spot to the semifinal. They lost 4-1 last night, but tonight will be their night. And the celebration in McPherson, Kansas, amongst their fans and beyond, will continue as Salinas will take one more shot towards goal and again missed high. Got their first ever taste on the national tournament scene to the Tigers last night. It was a 4-1 game, but a competitive 4-1 game, and this one physical. You saw right from the onset the desperation Central Christian had despite getting outshot 8-1 in the first half. They have come through. 3 goals in the second half, and for the first time on a national tournament scene since becoming a 4-year institution, they have found the win column in the NCCAA national tournament. They beat Carolina 3-0, and you see the agony of defeat on the other end and the sportsmanship that goes with it. Both these teams fought hard, but an incredible battle as Central Christian prevails, and that'll lead us to our score of the game, as there was 3 to choose from. With several spectacular finishes in this one, brought to you by School International. As you take a look at the final one that sealed it, and he's going to come right to your living room. McPherson, Kansas, that celebration for you as DVCNO celebrates, as that was the one that sealed it. And from that moment on, the Tigers knew they were going to 1-1 in pool play, so they will await their fate, and they'll actually need help from the team they just beat. Carolina, to keep their national championship hopes alive, will play Grace Christian tomorrow. Well, that'll do it for this one. I'm Kyle Rush saying so long from Austin-Tindall Sports Complex in Kissimmee, Florida, where Central Christian finds their first ever win in the NCCAA tournament, 3-0. To watch this entire game on demand, as well as other games from the NCCAA National Championships, visit the NCCAA.org/network or download the NCCAA Network app on your TV streaming device. Thanks for watching. We got one more tonight coming your way in just a little while.